Okay. Okay.
Water deck playing Brooklet?
Oh, I need to take my one.
Cal, you cannot start rare candy. Zora eats it and evolves to get on to next game.
Alright. We have EVs, Energy Evolution. Guess we'll bridge it.
I'm getting a report
Yeah,
from thingy
yeah.
that Stream can't hear you, Cal.
Whoops.
Oh, no more of those. That's horrific. Okay.
This almost sounds like we should probably just restart all of this then, because between me being the dingus at the start and oh dear, that is a lot of EVs. Okay, we will draw. That is a straight 0-1 Zoroark then. Ah, for God's sake. This is the worst. There's no other way but this is just straight up the worst. I have no idea what the hell I'm even supposed to do with this. Yikes. I know why the mute was on there, by the way. It's because I was recording the F-Zero stuff and I noticed that because I didn't have the headset in, my microphone ping was going. So it's like I was going to have double audio if I didn't mute it. I guess I just forgot to unmute at the start of this. Oh god, this is the fucking worst. I have no idea what to even consider doing with this. Jesus. I'm just going to attach an energy drive. There's nothing else I can really do. Ridiculous. Yeah, thank you for catching it.
Yeah, Jill just pinged me about it.
As much as this makes it more annoying to get it out, I have to do it regardless, because otherwise it's just going to die if I don't get what I need.
That's
kind of want to keep that, so we'll Cynthia first.
okay.
I don't know what else is in your deck, so I kind of don't want to get rid of too many tools by trading it just yet.
Understandable.
Now that changes a lot. So, guess we'll Band, we'll DCE, and Riot Speeding.
Yeah. Oh, this is this is just the worst. But I guess we can at least do something from here. So, Ultra Ball pitching. Aqua Patch has probably gotta go. This is just ridiculous. Yeah, we'll pitch Guzma here. Really not happy about it, but so that into that is there. So what do we do after that? Actually, I should probably not pitch the Aqua Patch here, to be honest. I'll pitch the Sycamore instead, because I'm going to grab a Lele here. Yeah, I can't Sycamore this hand away. That's pretty much the way it goes, so I really should keep the Patch here, considering the way this hand is. So we'll get the Lele, we'll grab the Bridget, the usual expected sort of bit with it. We'll do Remoraid, we've got... Finally getting to see something, we've got the Piplup, and I'm going to grab Vulpix, because I think that's probably the best after this. So we'll do all of that. We'll pay the 1 to go to the Vulpix, Aqua Patch to the Piplup, that's why I shouldn't discard it here. And we will go for the Beacon to grab ourselves Piplup and probably just knowing that something is dying here, just other Piplup.
Seems fair.
Yeah. Go ahead. Now that I'm successfully like 7 turns behind, even though we haven't played that many yet, but you know. Actually, that probably was my turn. No, that was my turn 3, so 5 turns behind. There you go.
We'll get another Glaceon, I think.
Yep.
I think at this point I'll trade in Kukui.
Okay.
And Riot is speeding.
Right, yeah, down he goes. Okay, now we can freaking do something. Yeah, my hand had that Sycamore from just about the beginning, but you're about to see why I couldn't do anything with that, really. Because we've got the 2 Piplup now, I have the Rare Candy and Empoleon, and I had Artillery in hand, so it's like, I can't discard all of this, that's just ridiculous, right? So, yeah, I kind of needed all of that, more or less. We're gonna use our Duder over here, the Artillery, so we can draw 4. You have to be fucking kidding me! I just drew 3 rare candies off of that. What? In a row!
I was trying to hold back laughing. But...
What? Well, I have counter energy, so I guess I've at least got that. And Total Command does do 200 damage here, so because it's 20 for every bench Pokemon, so we will Total Command and get the knockout here. I suppose in the end that energy drive actually mattered, so fair play, I suppose.
DC on the active.
Sorry, what was that, Pepper?
I just spent the last 2 minutes trying to think of a way of turning command into candy and without sounding stupid, but couldn't.
Frost Bullet, knock out the Lele?
Yep. Okay, we will draw. Well,
There's also Night Eon.
yeah, that's true, that's true. I'll get this one. Yeah. And the annoying thing is I cannot use any of those candies because I have no way to Empoleon. I do have a choice band though, so we can at least get the KO here, which is good. Energy on the Piplup, I'm gonna have to just end here. Look at this shit. I can't make this up, I didn't shuffle this hand.
Well, you want to know what the prizes were?
The goose.
Double injection of Fox.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this game has been a disaster on both sides, I think. Oh, for God's sake, I literally just shuffled this. Two of the fucking things are back in the hand right now. Ah, I do have Piplup. I can Abyssal Hand to draw the 2.
I'm glad I didn't take today too seriously.
Well, I have a Prinplup, and it's not an Empoleon, so I cannot red candy into that, which is hilarious. Yeah, I'm just gonna total command for the 210 at the moment. What an absolute disaster this game has been.
Floatstone on the EV.
Yep.
Ultra Ball discarding Ultra Ball and Puzzle of Time.
Yep.
Grabbing a Lele
Yep.
and
I guess I should have realized this. This is the build that doesn't have as many Zoroark as because when you bridge it for like 3 Eevee, I guess it's like, oh yeah, this is the one that's like super heavy on Glaceon and not so heavy on the Zoro, huh? Oh.
Cynthia.
I guess
I
we
need
don't.
to draw.
I was like, I guess we don't have Sycamore in here then, huh?
Enhanced Hammer.
Yeah, that gets rid of the counter energy.
Attach water energy to the Glaceon and pass.
Okie dokie, we will draw. Okay, well after 10,000 years we can actually finally get this this second Empoleon out, so there is that. Ultra Ball, discarding Artillery and Brooklet. Grab ourselves out the Empo.
I get the red candy Empoleon.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna do that too. It's like I was considering it's like just evolve this one, but it's like no, because I get more off of this if I don't do that. So there is a water in the discard, so we will Aqua Patch. Yeah, because the Lele had it. Just thinking where I mean, okay, I don't think this thing's actually getting out of the active anytime soon with it, so it's probably best just to split the attach here. Because if I get one for turn, I'm probably just attaching active anyway. We will do the Abyssal Hands to draw a 3. See, now I wish I'd done it the other way around. Oh, but at the same time, would I have even gotten the hit off here? No, I would have gotten the hit off. Wouldn't have been lethal, though. Ah, well now the problem is I don't actually have an attack unless I do the weird play, which is, yeah, kind of cuckoo and hope here. We'll draw the 2. Yeah, we didn't get it. Alright, that's fine. Because I do kind of have the whole army otherwise, so we will go Empoleon. And then we're gonna go Ultra Ball, discarding. No, Cynthia's probably better. And the candy to grab our last one. So I have all the birds, but I don't have an attack, so that's all I can do. Go ahead.
Aqua Patch.
Yep.
trade out and put this. Does it even matter?
Because I know, yeah, Frost Bullet, so that's going down for sure.
I should probably put it on one of the Empoleons. I'm not sure which one.
Okay, do you want...
Dealer's choice.
Do you want me to
what do
say
you-
what you should do here?
Okay.
You should put it here because you've still got your GX attack.
Oh, right.
You've got
yes.
2 prizes left after you kill this, so the goal for you here is Guzma for game, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll give you that one. Right, we will draw. He did indeed have a water energy on. We have the Aqua Patch to go eventually. Buttons, whatever. I'm gonna do it this way then. Screw you. Do that. It was just because I was over one of either the X or the thingy on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm just short, but hopefully, I mean, I've still got Abyssal Hand, so if we draw the 5, we should be able to get it. Guzma and the Lele. Oh no, Guzma and the Mew, isn't it? That just wins the game, right? God damn
Yes,
it,
it
I'm
does.
stupid. Sorry. If it... yeah, I had Ultra Ball. Did I have any basics left in the deck with it? Yeah, I had a Remoraid, so I had Ultra Ball and I had Brooklet, so I would have gone even if I did the dumb thing. And Choice Band, actually, I drew literally every way of getting it, so, yikes.
I thought it was brave bringing Mew EX into an unknown opponent like that.
Possibly, but it's, I mean, what was I doing the first couple of turns with it, right? Do you want another go with that, or do you want...
Yeah, because that was really bad pricing.
That was just really bad for me all around. I had nothing I could do for ages. Well. I swear I have enough basics in this deck. I think I have like 10, so maybe not that many, but...
No, that was the wrong
It's
card
been
then.
fine for ages.
Yeah, sorry. Picked the wrong card.
Alright, so that's 1, 2 moles apparently. I mean, I'm kind of glad this one's a mole, because look at that, but like...
Yeah.
I suppose I could have, if I had a basic, I could have like beaconed from that probably, so... But still, that's 2... That's 3. This feels really bad, because I have 10 basics in this deck, so 3 moles off of this is not great. Dang that. This is not a mulligan, however. It is a 2 basic hand. Alright, yep, 3 moles. And if there's nothing else to do, go ahead.
We have an Eevee.
I'd be shocked if you didn't.
Why?
I don't want to do this because it's more annoying to you than anything. Because this at least gets you off.
I was
the
gonna
beacon.
say, are we gonna Guzma turn one here? That's hilarious.
It gets you off the beacon.
But more importantly, if you've got the energy, it also gets the Glaceon active, so I couldn't
I
lay
do
away
not. That is
too.
the one missing piece.
Ouch. Oh, that's unfortunate. Because yeah, if you could have shot me off a Lele too, that would have been absolutely devastating.
Well, attach a DCE and pass.
Okay, we will draw. That is hilarious. I think it still works. It just feels very wasteful. It's probably still fine. We've got Ultra Ball, discarding water for sure. It's unfortunate, but I think I'm going to discard Brooklet here, because if the main bits are in the deck, then I can just get all my basics here anyway. So, we've got the Lele, and we have the Bridges. So yeah, we've got the bits. It's just like, it feels wasteful, but the rest of this hand is so good that I can't really afford to discard that. So, yeah. Because we do, like I say, we have the Lele, and we will grab ourselves the Bridgets. With the Bridget, we are going to grab the Penguin Army and the fish that the penguins eat. Seems pretty good to me. Seeing the rest of the stuff here. Ooh, that's... No, that's actually about on par. That's maybe 2 of them prized at most. 7... Yeah, that's like 2 prized. Not the end of the world then. I probably should check how many freaking patches are in here before I go forward. Considering all the energy that's discarded, there is 1 prized. Okay. It's like, oh, revealing information. I don't really care at the moment. The penguin's only got a 1 retreat, so we are gonna pay that retreat. Means I don't have an energy attached this turn, so you still did a good thing with the Guzman, but I'm gonna beacon anyway and grab ourselves Empoleon and Prinplup.
Okay. Probably a bit late, but we will get our Glaceon.
Yeah, so if you managed to get that on turn 1, I would have had to just Ultra Ball for one of the bits that had a smaller bench, right? Being down the
Ultra Ball, Choice Band, Guzma and the Lele.
Zoroark, but yep. Yeah, that's
And
pretty
Mind
good.
Jack.
That is really good. I guess I just gotta go there. Alright, we will draw. Yeah, Mind Jack is really strong. Yikes. Okay, well, I have candy for the Empoleon. You could probably imagine I already had the artillery, otherwise I wouldn't have not searched that. We'll get the Prinplup down, and we'll Abyssal Hand for the 4. That's funny. I guess that kind of works. Got candy for a second Empoleon. Floatstone down on the Vulpix, and Sycamore discards the artillery. Okay, apparently we are just on that kind of let's crap back immediately thing here. We have the double Aqua Patch.
Okay.
For the 2 energy that's discarded. I was hoping to draw just an energy attach here. It's the one thing come on. So one thing I don't have is just a regular energy attach, but getting the Floatstone kind of more than makes up for that. So yeah, Floatstone will go out and total command for just enough.
If I made a complaint like that, you wouldn't let me hear the end of it.
Well, I know. Yeah, it's exactly 100, so there's just enough. I was hoping, I mean, it was more likely that I would draw 1 energy plus the patch, or draw counter energy or something like that, because that is available.
We have a DCE, we have N.
Yes. So 5 to 4.
This board's not feeling the greatest right now.
Understandable.
And I think the best option is just to not put down something right.
It does inhibit the damage a fair bit.
So we'll Frost Bullet, putting it on against Vulpix.
Yeah, because you could knock that out in 2 turns and take a bigger prize hit. Yep. Okay.
I don't think you have a Ninetales in there.
I'll let you know. No, I don't.
Like, it wouldn't be unreasonable for a Ninetales to be in there since you're already on water, but I don't
Yeah. No, I don't have Ninetales in here. I was going to try out like a 2-1 line for stuff here, but ultimately I think like the fewer EXs you have in this deck, GXs you have in here, the better. I don't have Mana Fee for the same sort of reason. It's like the fewer 2 prizes you put in play, the better. So, yeah.
It's such a big problem, such a big liability in this format.
Yep. Okay, we will put down Brooklet Hill this time, because we'll use that to grab ourselves fish or penguin is the question. And I guess I did discard the artillery, but that can get recovered. Well, you're not going after artillery, I suppose, for stuff, so it's probably better just to get penguin. who critically actually has 70 HP, which is kind of a good amount to have here. So, there's other stuff I could do with this hand, but I don't know if it's a really great one to do it with. So I'm just gonna Cynthia here. To draw. Ah, see, that's a little better, because now I actually have an energy attached, so we can threaten an attack next turn as well. And we will total command for the 100. Just enough to put enough pressure on here. It's a bit awkward, because obviously you can just knock out the Vulpix as well, but...
Ultra Ball discarding Puzzle of Time and Ultra Ball.
Yep. But then I guess the thing is, if you don't put something down, you risk me just choice band killing Pokemon killing you here or something, or 2 Pokemon kill. So you kind of have to put something into play, and that makes my own math easier.
Question is, what do I put down?
Yeah. And yeah, I know from the comment earlier, I'm sorry for the salty side and stuff there, Pepper. I wasn't hoping for 2 Aqua Patch, I'll be honest. Would have been so much nicer having 1 plus an attach, right? But, I mean,
I think
hey.
we'll put down an EV.
Yep.
We'll evolve the EV.
That seems pretty good. Yeah, because it is quite hard to punch through these.
Oh, I was meant to check something, do you mind?
Yeah, go for it. I've done enough of that as well. I mean, worst case scenario, you could just go up Brooklet Hill as activation, right? Just be like, oh, I'm gonna check
It
for
is
that.
not, but I think I have to do this to slow you down.
Okay. I'm game.
Which is unfortunate because it gives you more numbers, but I do not have I don't have any other draw, so
Yeah, no, it's
I need to get a hand going.
It is not unreasonable, because otherwise I'm gonna run over this game, aren't I?
I would like to Guzma this, but it's not an option. So just gonna go with good old reliable here.
Yep. Yeah, Primplop is exactly 90 HP, but yeah, Guzma wouldn't do you any good because you've got stuff on the bench as well, so...
Well, this is dying regardless, so
That's
let's
fair.
just get something going here. Already attached this turn to evolve, and we never really get to see... No, let's not be overkill in. Just Frost Bullet and take out the Eevee.
Yeah, you might
It's a
you might
KO
as well
anyway, so.
you might as well take the 2 prize stuff with it there, yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess Empo comes in, it's the obvious one. We will draw. We will put down a fish, because I do need some more basics here. We'll go energy on the active. Yeah, still seems reasonable. Well, Ultra Ball... Yeah, I guess it's going to be this way around. Kukuri, Cynthia. I'd rather not discard them, but I also want to get the other Empoleon in play, just so I don't run out of attackers here, right? So we will do that. Yeah, we'll Abyssal Hand for the 4 first. Do that. And that's why we do that, because we got Candy Empo. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter, because I could have gotten that off the shuffle drawer, but yeah, works out. We did just lose stuff to it, so we'll Aqua Patch to get 1 back. And the reason I discarded the other supporters is because N was what I was holding, so...
Oh.
Oh, they just didn't go back into debt. That's weird. Alright, get the 5. It's just I haven't seen Haven't seen Field Blower yet, but I think this is probably still okay. We'll put a Choice Band down on the benched Empo here, and Total Command, as you say, is a KO, so 160.
Actually, no, that wasn't meant to go in first. I'm an idiot. Sorry.
No, it's alright. It's alright.
It was meant to be this first.
Ah, okay.
And Guzma in the Octillery.
Yep.
Frost Bullet put on the Remoraid.
Yep. Seems pretty good. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, options are pretty slim here. How am I surviving this? I guess this goes in. We will draw. Yeah, survival might be a bit tricky. We'll Guzma in the Zoroark. Because this does not die to what's on board. I do have the energy. Just gonna have to... I'm assuming just hit the 150. I'm gonna Brooklet just to see... Yeah, we kind of whiffed on the best bit there for it, but that's fine. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to Total Command for the 150 here.
Okay.
I know what I probably should have done instead, but whatever. I've committed to that now.
Oh, now that raises questions. Trade the water energy.
Okay.
I should have done that the other way around. Yeah, I should. It's fine.
Well, that can only go
it just
on
makes
twice.
Aquapat. Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
realizing. The Aquapat isn't helping here. Cynthia.
Yep.
That doesn't really do it, fortunately. We'll attach water and see if there's another Glaceon in here.
Yep.
And we'll pass it that.
Okay. Can we get the not punish? Probably not. This is tough. There is not a high chance of me surviving through this one. I know what I need to do. I know what I should have done last time too. I messed up last turn. Because what I should have done actually was Whirlpool. I think that probably would have been a better option to, because I could have done that with the other one that already had 2 energy on it. So I should have Whirlpooled off your DCE. That would have been the better play. So if I lose this, it's probably because I messed up the previous turn. It's super precarious at the moment though, because obviously as it currently stands, I cannot allow you to have the, to like get into the active, right? Because Remoraid just dies and there's not much I can do about that. The problem is I don't know if there's anything reasonable to do. God, that hand being the size it is makes this really awkward. Because I want to N, and I have the capacity to N, but if I do that, I probably don't draw the thing I need to draw in order to actually survive the turn after.
Yeah, it's a bit awkward.
Yeah, I'm going to attach to the bench because there's no point doing anything towards Whirlpool at this point. I basically have the choice between, like, using N, shuffling, like, 4, I guess it'd be 3 cards back in because I've got a Pokemon I could bench, or I go Sycamore because I really need to dig in and
really
get
light,
the card.
sorry.
That's alright. It's like I have Sycamore as the other option, and it's because I really need to hit one of my 2. I'm gonna Brooklet Hill just to check how many are in here. Yeah, there's two outs in the deck at the moment. I need to hit one of them if I'm going to survive after knocking out the Zoroark. Ending you to 1 when doing that would be the optimal play, but then I've got to hit, like, out of, what, 15 cards remaining? I would have to hit one of the two of after the draw 3, and there is nothing else I can do to it to make it better. That's not great odds, I will be honest. This does get shuffled up regardless, because I did look in with Brooklyn Hill. So the question really is like, is that better, or do I just go? I'm gonna put down the Lele, because I'm not trying to, like... I could have still Whirlpooled this turn as well, couldn't I, if I really wanted to? That probably wouldn't have been...
I was thinking, is Lele to Guzma to Whirlpool the DCE line?
It's possible, but then there's like 5 cards in hand within, and I'm thinking the DCs has only been... That's been 2 used. So, like, there's the possibility that the last one could just be there. Deck is heckin' huge, but...
Yeah, so I was thinking, three gone, 26 card deck.
Yeah, because, like, I have a Guzma, but doesn't really... Doesn't do it at the moment, does it? Because 1, 2, 3... Yeah, no, there's not enough... not enough Mons down for me to get the KO on it, so we can't do that. How many waters are down? 1, 2... Deck plays like 7, so we're probably not stranding the Lele. I guess we could try and strand the other Glaceon, but it's only really delaying the inevitable here. Fuck it, I'm gonna end. I'm gonna end. I don't think it's the right play, but I'm gonna do it anyway because it's probably fine. Yeah, we didn't hit it, but that's okay. So in that case, go ahead. Because you've still got to hit a fair bit to get out of this as well. And of course you got it. That's fine, that's fine. Yeah, I needed to hit Rescue Stretcher. I had 2 of them in the deck, and it was like, if I hit Rescue Stretcher, I get the Artillery, and then I win the game. Like, that's basically what it comes down to. I literally just win if I put the Artillery down. Like, you're not coming back from that. But the rest of your hand probably would have ended up messing me up too much off it. I don't know.
I would have had Guzma if you hadn't done anything to my hand.
I guess, yeah. Yeah, so probably the Whirlpool thing was fine then. But yeah, I mean, I felt I had to disrupt it as well. It's just like, yeah, no, not getting there in the end. That's fine. Yeah, too quick off the trigger with stuff. Too much early aggression off it. It's just what stage do let's lose to. I don't feel like your deck is really good at being aggressive though. You got a very lucky start there. Like,
yeah,
especially this is not even in most of these decks, right? It doesn't seem.
People sleep on this thing.
Yeah, I don't think it's very good in here though. Like when you think about it, it's you don't have the Zoroark to play it. So I don't even.
Glaceon doesn't really care about switching in and out anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't want to switch out. So I don't think it even works in here, to be honest. It's obviously just the way it turns out. It ended up being fine, getting the early 2 prizes. But it's like I don't think
you need it as an out to Hooper. But it's not a great Hooper out. We've talked about this before.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything against Hoopers, so that's not really viable.
Just looking at the rest of the list, and nothing beats Hooper here.
But to be fair, Hooper also didn't exist at this time, basically. Let's be real. Nothing used it. So the stall decks did basically nothing this format. So I don't think it's really that big of a thing to go, yeah, I'm just not going to bother because nobody's using it. And let's be real, stall deck stuff doesn't particularly work in the face of Buzzwole Lycanroc, which was the deck of the time, so all the good stall stuff is weak to fighting. And if you try and just go in with a Hooper, they are going to go in with their Rock Buff, and eventually they will just flip heads on you and kill you. So, you know. Listen, they hit you for weakness, they can put strong energy down, they can hit 120 on that thing. Hooper is not like a great out even there. Plus some of the decks played like Zygarde and whatnot, or even the baby Mew in the deck, right? So they could use Knuckle Impact.
Yeah.
So it's like...
Yeah, baby Mew would get through that.
Yeah, so it's like Hooper wasn't even good against like the obvious best deck in the format, so there was no playing against that really. Yeah, no, I mean, obviously it did a ton of work here because you managed to get, like, the turn 2 DCE choice band. I'd maxed out the bench for the stuff, so it happened to hit the exact bit that it needed to get everything going. But I don't really see what it does with the rest of the deck when you only have 2 Zora. If there was a third one, I could probably see it, because then it's like, well, at the very least then you can more likely get into it. But I think in this deck, you saw how, like, basically restricted your draws were of this stuff. Is like you really don't have a lot that can draw, so I think you need the Zoroark trade in here more than you need the stand-in my humble opinion. But it was cool that it worked out in this matchup though. This Empo is interesting. I'm not sure if it's good, but it's at least interesting. We have had this attack before, but it cost a little bit more. Granted, the Pokemon it was on had a draw ability, but it was also weak to fire and flash fire set, so it's like, don't know if that's good. But yeah, the Shiftry had it before, but it cost Grass Double Colorless, so it was maybe a bit more awkward. Had the Milotic that you could KO to like power it up though, so you know. I think it's alright though, because we got Aqua Patch in the format, so it works out with that. Brooklet Hill obviously gets a bunch
energy
of
is nice with that too.
Yeah, I cut down to 1 counter in the end because I thought like Aqua Patch and stuff were doing enough work. I wanted to try and put Sudowoodo in and be like watch and learn stuff, but it was too clunky. There's not really enough of a reason for it. And it's like, it's hard to sort of not bench enough stuff down where this 160 HP 1 prizer isn't going to cause you a lot of trouble, right? Like, you had no bench for half of that second game just so that I wasn't going to be able to one-shot you, because 200 is an attainable number. And yeah, that's why I put the Kukui in instead of one of the Cynthia, I think it was, because people think, with this sort of deck, people always think they're so cute being able to be like, I'm going to go 20 under you and have no way of, you know, I'm going to let you do 140 on my 150 HP guy, and it's going to be really funny. And like, haha, tables have now turned because I can do the extra damage to you back. It's like, I have my bonus damage and you will die even if you don't think you will. So, yeah, that's one of the best ways of playing around this kind of thing, right? Because you are partly in control of how much damage it does. It's just like, be 10 out of range or 20 out of range or something. So, yeah, I like the idea of Kukui in here. Maybe it's better just being another Cynthia. But it's also hard to, like, keep these things going if you are somehow getting one shot and you're not killing in return. So, I don't know. I think it's totally fine having the Kukui in here as well. And yeah, like, the counter energy can work. This deck can go quite ahead on prizes quite quickly, though, if you get that, like, turn 2 attack off. I mean, we saw kind of, like, it wasn't quite that, because you killed my thing turn 2 going first, but, like, I had the turn 2 attack to do a ton of damage back, and, you know, it's one of those things of this can take those 2 prize hits when it needs to. Quite easily, actually, yeah. Buzzwole, Lycanroc, 3 Pokemon on their bench, and you put a Choice Band on this thing, it's 190. Takes them up. So, yeah, 160 is not the easiest number to consistently hit every turn either. Even Buzzwalker, though it can do it, it's like, you gotta hit basically every energy accelerant to do that turn after turn, right? So, yeah. And I know.
That's no problem. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I know, but it's like not only have you got to hit them, you've actually just got to draw all of them as well, which isn't always gonna happen, especially not when it's like I'm gonna end you down as well. So nuts to you. Yeah, that's about it really. This is it's a fun enough deck. It's not something I would ever like bring seriously or anything, but hey, stage 2 stuff's still pretty okay. So. Switch the song off of that.
Glaceon's just a slightly updated Lando at this point.
Yeah, Darkrai, but yeah, Glaceon is doing what it's done in the past with the level X, where it's like if it's active, it's shutting off ability stuff. This time it's only from GX and EX, so the single prize artillery is still pretty good here, but beyond that, it's like it can do just about enough damage, and like it's okay, right? It's maybe a little bit expensive, but if you're stopping the opponent from doing Lele turn 1 or Zoroark plays to trade and whatnot, you're probably doing okay with this thing. It's just, I don't know, it's one of those that's like sketchy, but you can make it work, and we did see how that happens in this game, so it's good.
Polar Spear can also be just set up quite easily via Frost Bullets, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, the nice number math with this thing is that if you put 30 on something with Frost Bullet, Polar Spear gets them to 180 at that point, which is not too bad, because Choice Band then takes it up to the 210 mark that you need to KO like the stage 1s and stuff, so that's not bad. Also, just being able to put 30 on the Lele like at the end of game 1, it's not a bad option either, so yeah, is decent. Not the worst. It's not the best, obviously, but it did have some tops at this time. I think did it win one of the events? I don't remember. It definitely top cut. I remember that, but I don't remember if it won one of the events, but it was around. Seen a different variation that played like it was basically Zoroark with a small Glaceon bit as opposed to this way round. That only played like 3 water energy and was weird as hell though. I didn't like that build at all. So I think this is way more effective to be honest.
You need a lot. Like if you're going for this in this set, you need to hit those turn 1 levels.
Yeah, basically.
At least somewhat reliably.
Yeah.
So you want a lot of EVs and a lot of water, which doesn't really play the Zoroark build.
I still feel like we could
Zoroark
have...
appreciates the basics, but it wants DCEs and it's just weird.
Well, this wants DCE as well, that's the thing.
Yeah,
so...
if you're... Even with Aqua Patch, you're looking at 2 turns generally to get one of these up. If you have a singular Aqua Patch.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons this is like decent enough in the first place as an idea, because they both take DCE very well. So it's like, yeah, Double Colorless once again proving why it's one of the best cards in the format, forever whilst it's legal. So
has this thing ever not been almost meta warping in how it affects energy costs?
It wasn't completely great a lot of the time at the start of the game. Like, yeah, Cypher could use it, that was about it. Wigglytuff, I suppose, was like fine, but Wigglytuff also had issues with other stuff. Once we got past that first rotation sort of bit, I don't think DC was even around at that stage, so...
Nah, it rotated with the base set stuff.
Yeah.
So. I guess energy removals were keeping it in check at that point.
Yeah, and it's like by the time we got to the Neo Genesis set, with like Feraligatr and Sneasel and stuff ruling the roost instead, DC didn't really have a place. But yeah, it's one of those. Obviously, getting two colors energy for 3 is just about completely broken, let's be honest. It doesn't look it initially, but especially from Gen 3 onwards, when we started getting a lot more colorless in the energy cost for most things, yeah, it's just insane. So, yeah, still proven to be amazing even here. Not every deck has to play it in order for it to be great, but so many decks do, and it's yeah, just ridiculous. Right, so...
I kind of want to build a deck at the moment, to be honest. I'm not
You want to
100%
build a
sure
thing?
what, but I
Okay.
was thinking about what to do if there was a way of getting Lucario with GX with Devo sprays work. And I was almost thinking Silvally, but I'm not really sure if that actually works.
I could see the
The logic
idea.
being I guess the Riolu's out, which is one of the things that you can just pay retreat. It's not really great if you want to run strong energies. At the same time, strong energies and Silvally don't really get along either, and the
No.
Lucario doesn't want DCEs, so the energy is just going to be a big pain point for the
Yeah,
idea.
it doesn't really want DCE, does it? Because it's like you can Cantankerous with it, but what else does it do? I mean, I have one other main thing to do, and I know Sai's got a deck that he wants to play, but at the same time that we just played. So.
Like, I do have my decks from before. I try not to counter deck people with my metal deck today and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that's... So the thing is, I'm fairly certain the other deck I want to play is just, like, if it actually goes, is just horrendous for sizing to play. Even just thinking on it on paper, I'm like, I don't know if that's, like, particularly fair. So... Hey, Kidu, how's it
I'll
going?
give you a game then.
Alrighty.
I'll give the stream a game. I'll give the stream.
Why not, eh? Change my thing over. Guess since we technically are using those, we might as well. We'll go for Tails this time. Alright, yeah, I'll go first. Oh! Oh!
Oops. I'm still black.
Hold up a sec.
Whoopsie. Not wanting the energy, and that was an energy card in the end.
And that's the other one. Right, I'm just gonna redo the stuff with it here then. I've got all my cards here, but I'm just gonna redo the thing. Just in case, because it was, just in case there was anything sort of like weird going on with it there, but yeah. Right. Yeah, let's do the draw. Ooh. I don't know if I like this, but alright. Yeah, this is heckin' weird. Whatever. Yep, good old Vulpix Reno. Let's see if we can even do anything from here. We are going to Ultra Ball for sure. Thinking on... Where do we go with it? This is kind of unfortunate because I don't know how much I like discarding basically any of these, but obviously have to do stuff. I guess I'll discard the Starmie and Guzma can go here. Because it's one of those sort of weirdo starts with things here. Right, so one of those is out. One of those is out. Okay. Could be worse. Do have that, but it's not really a good time for it. 2, 3, 4. So 2 of those are out. I think one of those. Dang. Yeah, I think I know all the prizes. Not sure how much I like any of them, but it's is how it be. Yeah, we're just gonna grab the fog. That's why I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is just a losing matchup for what Sai wants to bring because it kind of stops the zone from doing its thing. We're gonna attach water to the active, and that will be that. Go ahead.
I'm not sure if this is the best idea, but I think I can get away with it.
Fuck
I'm
it,
just gonna raw Sycamore this.
Fuck it, we ball. Yep, okay.
Right, well, I'm not sure if that was correct compared to the Cynthia, but gets 2 metals in discard, draws 1 more card.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes no. It's Beacon. Beacon,
Okay.
Don't kill me.
Well, I would need a miracle to do that, considering I physically do not have the cards in deck that are capable of doing that.
Yeah, let's think about what I want here.
Yeah, it's fair.
I want this.
This is the first stat check after all, so...
Yep. Check as well, yeah.
Also, yeah, I am not allowed to use my GX attack to win the game here because it specifically doesn't do anything if you don't have bench Pokemon. So you are safe from that. I can technically still use it, it just doesn't do anything. Yep. Okay, we will draw. Funny doesn't do anything, we're gonna end.
Womp womp.
Yeah. Well, that kind of hits it at least. Get a Staryu down. I have the Splash Energy and the Frogadier, so there's at least that. Yeah, I guess I'll just pay to retreat and go for the duplicates here. Unfortunately, I am not a god at this game, so I am going to only get the 2, but that's fine. Alright, go for it.
I did at least find some basics. And
Nice, nice. I suppose I'm going to have to keep item
metal
counts
on
at
the
some
builder.
point. Yep.
Cynthia.
Yep. It's just a bunch of supporters and stuff, yeah, okay.
Tell them.
Dusk
Necrozma.
Mane. Yep.
Yeah. Just double checking. And from there it's a beacon.
The space bacon. No, that's my one, not yours. Starmie's is literally space beacon, so
Yeah, that's this.
yep. Right. Let me just get the number out. Then it's only 1 at the moment, but we'll get the counter out considering the goober is available. Alrighty. Well, this is a less potent one, but I do still need to do it anyway. We've got Splash Energy here, and we are just going to end. It's not quite as ridiculous because you've still got, like, you know, 6 card to 6 card, but I guess it does get rid of the tutored stuff, so don't have to worry about that. Whoa, okay, that is a very funny hand. We're just going to play the 2 of them now. We've got Evo Sodas. So, do the 2 of them. Mark our thing at 3, because these are getting discarded. So 1 for the active, 1 for this one. And it's a weird one, because it's like, I want a Shadow Stitch, but at the same time, I would just get the kill, but you also have stuff in the discard. I'm going to Shadow Stitch here, because Rare Candy Metagross is potentially a problem.
Yeah. No abilities this turn.
No abilities this turn, yes. Not that that's going to affect Garb if that comes down, because he'll get his ability back by the time, you know, Garbatotsin doesn't care too much, but... Yeah, it's a weird one, because it's like, I could just take the knockout, because this thing searching stuff is kind of annoying, but at the same time, I could just lose Greninja immediately. Seems odd.
They're doing it funny. This. Ultra Ball, discard Ultra Ball, and Ultra Ball.
Yep. That's the best one.
Throw enough balls, the problem will solve itself, I'm sure.
Oh no, the Master Ball missed.
God, it totally did in Gen 1, I know, yeah.
Red tag?
Yep.
Got on Necrozma anyway, it's not doing anything regardless, and Sycamore discarding Lily.
Yep.
I mean, you're right to worry when it's me involved.
Yeah, I mean, it was possible. But, I mean, to be fair, you did evolve the one that had energy on it, so it wouldn't have necessarily... You need a second one, basically, in order, or like an attach from hand as... No, you need a second one and an attach from hand, right? Because if I Shadow Stitch... No, if I KO'd this...
I mean, that just evolved this turn. That's the thing.
Yeah. No, if I KO'd this instead of using Shadow Stitch, this would have been active. You'd have rare candied active one. Or would you, though? Because you didn't have it before. That's a curious question. We'll have to find out later. I don't know if you would have evolved the active one or not.
Depends if you even promote this.
Yeah,
if
true.
If I'm not in the thing, I might just promote the Necrozma or something.
True. So yeah, it's one of those of... Like, obviously I was a bit concerned, but...
Too late to change this algorithm, so I should start setting up this Necrozma.
Seems fair.
Yep, it's just going to be another beacon then.
Yep.
But let's see if you got the third end. Let's see.
I mean, you know this deck is going to play 4 because it's not supposed to be going even or ahead on prizes like this, so it's possible. I've been drawing a lot of cards so far. Probably lucky for you that I prized one of my Frogadier though, because otherwise this would be looking dire right now.
Necrozma and a Metagross?
Yep. Alright, we will draw. I mean, Top Deck Break is pretty good, I'll give it that. But I do have the end, so we are going to do that. Yeah, do you want to know the funny thing? That was the rest of it. So, I drew 2 Evo Soda for supporters off of that last end, and I was like, that is very funny. Alright, we will draw. Well, I have Greninja for here, and Break for here. Unfortunately, don't have the energy to discard though, and that's a shame. But we can just Shadow Stitch here, so that's what we will do.
Okay, think on set, think on promotion.
Yep. Oku, I don't think this is the appropriate matchup for Nuclear Fusion, but pleased to be here, I guess. Yeah, basically that's what's just happened as well.
Just on my side, that's all.
I suppose, yep.
We've already burnt 3 of them.
But there's no Murkrow on your side.
I just plugged my Metagross into the nuclear power outlet, that's all. Can't... Put my catch here. I normally do not get a kill with Giga Hammer because I am.
Yeah, Giga Hammer would be really good, but yeah, just not enough on the Greninja Break, that's for sure. Honestly, my big annoyance at the moment is the Starmie being discarded, but I'll just have to recover that later on or something.
I know what play. I go for the algorithm.
Okay.
Well, getting off, but I'm not doing much else with this turn, so.
Yeah, this one you do not show me, obviously. Yeah, so far outside of one frog being prized, this has basically been exactly how Greninja wants to do its stuff, right? It's just been like, yeah, Gren's gonna set up on, you know, 1, 2, 3 turns, and that's gonna be that. But
yeah, just gonna get killed. Go for that. I was just
okay, we will draw. Right, do you want the good news or the bad news?
It's bad news, then.
The bad news is I got the end off the prizes. Yeah. I have one of them in the prizes, and I saw that earlier on, and it's like, yeah, I got that off the prizes. So, I want to do other stuff with this hand, but there's not a lot to do with it, so I am just gonna play it. I'm sorry. I had Cynthia in my hand. I was gonna be fine, and then it's just like, no, you've just algorithmed. I'm gonna do that. Good news is that I don't have any more disruption for the hand for the rest of the game, but for all the good that's gonna do. But you know, oh, now see, this is just awkward because I still don't have an energy I can discard, which is annoying. I'm gonna bench the Froakie, gonna splash energy this Gren as well. So the only thing I really can question at the moment is like, is it actually worth keeping a break active? Because it could be, but like getting excess damage, and you're not Giga Hammering in this turn because I'm Shadow Stitching, so there's like no way the actual attack is gonna kill me. So it's like, is it actually better just not taking damage on the break? The only concern I would have really is if there's Enhanced Hammer involved, right? That's really the only thing I would have to worry about. It's because, okay, so like, on the one hand, surviving this thing from full health is really good, because it makes this a much less valid attacker for the game. On the other hand, like, committing to this is also a really huge sort of bit, and I'd be like fine with that. But yeah, you're not gonna be able to Giga Hammer next turn anyway. Am I lowering my own damage output by switching is the only thing, because if I switch out, I would have to find the third break. That's like plausible, but not trivial. Yeah, I'm gonna switch out and I'm gonna Shadow Stitch for this one. I think it's okay.
So it tells me I'm not going to get to use any of my geotech this game.
Probably not. Not if I have anything to say about it anyway, but we'll see.
Punch metal. Yes.
Okay. We will draw. Okay, there's one. But it comes at the cost of a bit. Okay, so we just won't do it then. I'll switch out. I will Giant Shuriken on the... that is the question. Probably on the Dusk Mane. I'm not that worried about Garbodor at the moment. And I will Cynthia. I was considering using Ultra Ball to get the third break that turn, and then I drew the water, and I was like, I can't afford to do that. I need that water for doing damage here. So we will draw. Okay. So the disadvantage now, yeah, I did lower my damage cap this turn because I did have a basic water draw there that I could have used, but it's fine. It's not that big of a deal. Let's go possibly a cookie one, but let's go Splash Energy on the Feeny here. Feeny actually has a relevant couple of attacks here that might come up eventually. So, yeah, and we're just gonna Shadow Stitch. I still think this is a better matchup than the Magnezone would be into this, because Magnezone really just doesn't do anything.
That is down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I put the 150 on it.
Yep. Seems good. Alright, we will draw. Right. So from here, I think it's finally time to put the fourth thingy down on here, because we're going to go Ultra Ball, discarding Staryu and Brooklet. That will not grab us the third break, because I forgot that was also prized. Okay. That's fine. Gets rid of a couple of cards I don't need at this point anyway. I put the extra Staryu because apart from I was fed up of mulliganing, that's also a really bad like pain point to hit on the deck too, is just like snipe that down quickly. So yeah, it's like I don't need the extra Staryu anymore. We are going to briefly consider if I'm going to Shuriken this active, actually. I guess there is a reasonable spot. If I Shuriken that twice, I need Choice Band as well. Basically need to get Choice Band, second energy, and go up with this guy. Because I don't want to relinquish the Shadow Stitch in lock, right? Because I'm just going to get murdered in return if I do. But I mean, this guy can't attack either next turn, which is the thing. So if I just Shuriken this guy again, it's probably fine. And then we're gonna Cynthia, because my last card ain't doing shit right now. It's one of those situations where it's like, I really wish I had Rare Candy in this deck still, like I used to, but, oh wow, we would have just about... Oh no, we missed the energy, so I wouldn't have hit it. But I would have killed the active if I... No, would I? No, I'd have had to have done some crazy stuff with that. That's fine. I, instead, am going to... probably just swap again. And we will... yeah, Choice Band this guy. And we'll go Shadow Stitching for 70.
Well, I'm blurring that.
Yep, makes sense. That's 5 then. So now I might have to be a bit more concerned with it. Still not that bad.
Psychic on the Garb.
Yep.
And N.
Yep.
And N. Okay, I don't get to do shit. There he is. And now, what should I put that instead of?
I probably haven't needed to be swapping these things out in and out here. It's just like trying to keep the giant ones away so that I don't end up because I'm mostly just worried of you're just going like enhanced hammer on this to get rid of the energy and then killing it with this. That was really the main sort of concern.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass. I'm thinking it's a situation where it's probably best. I might have to scoop soon, but
yeah,
like,
it is very possible. We're gonna put our Babbitosh, thank you very much for the raid there. Yeah, we're gonna put item 6 down because I think this might be the scoop point. I've got Rescue Stretcher. So we're gonna stretch it back to Starmie.
yeah, like I could still keep playing, but if you just have any brains, you kill Garb, and at that point, I'm kind of hosed because my second one's prized.
Yeah, I don't actually have a kill on it this turn, which is annoying because of me switching out. That's the thing. It's like maybe I should have switched to the other break potentially then, and so I could have done double Shuriken. Because yeah, obviously, as I unfortunately alluded to before, my other one was prized. But yeah, so I think my mistake in this is trying to like preserve these against Enhanced Hammer. But most decks were playing Hammer, to be fair, so I was trying to be a bit more safe than maybe I needed to be.
Makes
But
sense.
like, I think I needed to just go in with this one and Shadow Stitch the previous turn, because then, as you say, I could have done it. Yeah, you didn't get to see the hot tech I had in this one yet, but that's because I didn't have a chance to draw it to play it at the time. I put the Cyrus in here because this thing is dirty as hell with Tapu Fini, right? You go Cyrus, you force them down to them choosing just 2 of their Pokemon left, and Tapu Fini GX attack to shuffle their active back into the deck. And then it's like you've just crippled their entire board setup in one go. It's absolutely devastating. So I was like, I've maybe teched this out very slightly more than the average thing there, but also it just works kind of well with the Greninja, you know.
Yeah, this deck just doesn't function to Greninja by the look of it, because I don't have any cheap stuff. I should have edited this to put in the Prism Star, probably. That's what is needed.
Yeah, the Prism Star would be pretty good for sure. Yeah, this was the one bit. I still think this is a better matchup than the Magnezone, because the Magnezone literally just has nothing going for it, right? Because you have to attack with Dusk Manes, basically, because everything else is... I mean, everything is 4 energy in that deck, right? So it's like, just because of having stuff like Garb here, or even like having access to the Metagross, it's like I still think you've got a better matchup than what Sai would have had. Because I imagine the Dusk Mane would have been, the Dusk Mane Magnezone was getting played. So I really didn't want to play into that, because I thought that's just unfair, right? I'm trying not to be that sort of thing. But I have been like tweaking this deck for the last sort of 3 sets or so, and it's just like, you know, making incremental changes to the stuff here, and I really wanted just to play it at this point. I know it has the other Greninja sort of coming in soon, which does kind of make a difference. So there was like 1 GX that got played within the thing for it, within the shell. I can kind of see why. Because it's not like that bad of an extra hit. Sometimes those free damage counters do matter. Could have used that to like do a better hit on the Dusk Mane, right, and take that out a bit easier. Just ping that with the Shurikens and stuff, and then go for the Gale Shuriken one or whatever the GX has got, and thingy that. Also, you do kind of get away, because of using Evo Soda as well in here, you kind of get away with playing the not all 4 water duplicates ones, because you can still just search for the water duplicates one with your Evo Sodas when you need to, and then the rest of them you get out. Yeah, they don't get their damage stuff, but that's fine, right? They're still serving the thing of being Frogadiers, but if you do have to evolve into them, like after Splash Energy brings them back to hand, well, now you get the extra damage out as well, so it like increases the ceiling of the deck a little bit. But it is nowhere near enough to the point where this deck can't do stuff. So long as it doesn't prize too horrifically and doesn't lose to itself immediately, which we didn't hear, yeah, it's fine. Some tech stuff I did...
imagine that's why this...
God.
I imagine why this didn't top off. It was probably a ladder monster, but when you just lose to yourself, you kind of just drown in pools.
Yeah. It also has a... I wouldn't say the Mew syndrome, because Mew has counters to its counters, which is annoying, but it kind of has that Kryptonite card in Giratina Break. There were, at least last format, there were winning decks, like a lot of some of Todd stuff as well, with his Icy winning decks and stuff. He had Giratina Break, and that is absolutely Kryptonite here. Most of the decks, in fact, we've mentioned this before, but just for the video's sake, most of the Greninja decks did not play Guzma. This, and like, there's a few techs in here that I've included specifically. Guzma is crazy in this deck. Like, I can't understand how people didn't play it, because it's not just the fact of you could potentially get more Shurikens off. That is fine, but that's not really the primary thing, because it's very, very hard to get free Greninja Break and all the energy in play to do that. No, the real thing for this is you can bring up stuff which is causing a huge issue to you and kill it with the, you know, like trap it, even, sometimes with the Shadow Stitch and whatnot. Unfortunately, I did have to cut a Field Blower. That was one, like, concession I made here, but when you see some of the stuff I've done, I've got the second Staryu in here because this thing is really liable to just die, and you really want this for the end game. I have the Vulpix in here, partly to increase the basic count at the start, but also because there are games where you just don't have immediate access to water duplicates for whatever reason, and being able to beacon through your stuff is still not as good, but almost as good, because sometimes you do just end up having a bunch of the Froakie down, especially if you get Brooklet Hill early. And then yeah, I put the Cyrus in here as well because this card is gross. If you like manage your damage stuff properly, you can or like use this before you start doing shurikens. You can force them down to a really low bend size, then hit them with the shurikens, and you shadow stitch them out of Lele too, so they can't even like Lele for Bridget or something get back in. It's absolutely devastating. And there are evolution decks which will just fold to this if they don't have the stuff there. So you do get to choose what stays. That's the one thing that's sort of a bit rough, but at the same time, not a lot of decks will survive having their bench shuffled down to 2 against something like Greninja. So
yeah,
again.
Just had some thinking.
Go on.
Actually, Metagross could play the Mewtwo GX instead of the Garb.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
If you played enough Psychic Energy for it, yeah. Is it Energy or specifically Psychic? Because I don't remember.
Full Burst is Energy.
Okay,
Just
so
amount of energy.
That's not bad.
It's probably run the 3, so you could potentially Psy Strike, but
yeah. No, that's not bad. Yeah.
The other thing is that you mentioned the Giratina. It would also have a real attack in this deck.
It would, yeah, because you have Psychic Energy in here. One cool thing about the Metagross, which I think we've seen before outside of just you playing this last time, is that it can accelerate Psychic or Metal Energy. Now, it's going to be outclassed as a Psychic Accelerator next set, but it does accelerate directly to the active, so it's got a cool use with stuff like the Garb here. And very rarely, you will actually be able to Tapu Cure as well, which can be pretty useful. See the spread deck I played last round to see how good it is against that sort of thing. You know? So yeah, also just not having to switch all the time means that Dusk Mane Necrozma can just stay up and swing whenever it has to, so yeah, there is that to it as well. But yeah, the problem of course is that most of your energy comes from the discard via the abilities, and that's one of the things Greninja does really well. It's like, it's Garb in disguise really, isn't it? So long as you keep Shadow Stitching, you can just disable everything that way, and
yeah,
it gets really annoying.
Guardian all over again. Remember that?
Yeah, it's somehow even better than that in my opinion though. Like, I don't know how, but it's managed it. So, you know, I know...
Not even one energy does that.
I suppose, yeah, that is true. It's not even that much less damage considering that as well, is it? So, you know, it certainly works out. Yeah, but I mean, this is something that has been present in a large majority of the tournament stuff, just never quite hitting the top tables most of the time, but it did have its places here and there. And I mean, hey, it got second at Worlds in the previous year, right? So, or not year, but it's like one of them is second in Worlds like 2016, so
yeah,
wasn't it?
Like,
so
yeah, like year before.
Yeah, so
it got robbed. It lost to itself in the final. So we got a Megador Dino victory instead.
Which is wild to think about, but you know. Yeah, it's been around for a while. It's obviously the evolution Starmie is something that it's gained since that time though, because this came out the set after Worlds, so it's like, this is amazing, to be honest, just having old school energy retrieval whenever you want. It's yeah, very, very powerful. I wasn't initially sold on the 40 HP Staryu, but having Zero Retreat really does make a ton of sense here. You just don't tend to have the energy to put on this in a deck like this, right? So it makes sense.
And if you got Beacon as well,
yeah.
So
yep.
You know.
Like I said, this was my inclusion again from this afternoon, because I was, apart from I'm sick of mulliganing 6 times with this deck, because let's be real, it doesn't play a lot of basics most of the time, it's about 6 or something normally, so it's like, yeah, I'm sick of the mulligans, but also...
The one-off Talonflame.
I'm not playing a one-off Talonflame in here. It would be very funny, but I am not playing a goddamn Talonflame in here. You know the advantage Vulpix has over Talonflame other than the zero energy thing? It doesn't do damage, so the opponent can't ace a roll of their active up and just absolutely murder your face with it. There you go. Nah, it's all good though. It's, again, sorry for, I guess, I don't know if I've subjected you to this before, if it was just Sai that's played against the Fogs, but Yeah, sorry.
I've experienced a lot of frog pain.
Which is another reason I didn't want to play you with this
I've also
specifically.
inflicted a lot of frog.
Yes, you have. It's a
I've
difficult...
played the majority of the frog cards that have come out at this point.
Yeah. It's a difficult one to sort of initially pilot. It looks really simple, but as you could see there, I made mistakes that I shouldn't have in that game as well. So it's not the easiest of decks to pilot, but my god, is it oppressive when you actually get this all going. Who would have thought a stage 3 deck would actually be viable, you know? It's just that ridiculous.
And yeah, I'm looking at the Lucario thing, and I remember we do have one other way of forcing switches in format. The Zoroark!
Yeah?
Maybe, I know, like, Zoroark Lucario isn't like the most exciting or innovative build, but...
I mean,
Step-ins and Devo Sprays will be different.
yeah, it's a bit different for... I mean, if worst case scenario, you could just discard the Devo Sprays too, right? If they're not going to do anything, you can trade them,
Yeah.
so... yeah, I don't have Devo Spray because this is just one that I've gotten from Tornilist stuff as well. But this does have the Zoroark in question, the standard one. So it's like...
Oh yeah.
So...
Yeah, look at the Legends list which didn't have that.
Yeah.
Sense here, I think you don't want this guy sitting in the active more than one turn, ideally.
Yeah, no, it's fine enough, especially because like this one doesn't always attack immediately, right? Because you do still have Riotous and stuff you can do. Depends mostly on your energy situation. So like there is a spot where you might already have an energy on like a different attacker after you do the Lucario thing. So you could just go stand in, Floatstone, retreat, or if it is this that's attacking, that's fine too, and just like keep this in the background for the turn, right? Because then you could get to Cyclone Kick. And if this thing gets to Cyclone Kick, it's gonna hurt in this deck, right? There's only strong energy for it, so it's like minimum 170. That is going to hurt. So...
yeah. If I was to do Devo Spray shenanigans, I want a second stone at the very least.
yeah, my only concern about the Devo Spray stuff is like... But I mean, it's kind of mitigated by Cantankerous, but it's like my only concern is that if they just hit you for 70, like, first... right? And then it's, well, I can't Devo Spray now because I just die when I do.
Right.
So you probably don't want that.
That's sometimes not the worst, to be honest. It denies them a prize if they have Snipe.
Yeah, well, yeah. Because they would still take the prize on the...
prize KO then.
Yeah, it denies them the 2 prize KO. Obviously, they still get a prize off you knocking yourself out, but...
yeah.
What I'm trying to say is I don't think I would play more than, like, 2 Devos. Because it's...
Yeah,
the idea
I don't
is...
see much space near anyway.
Yeah, it's like the idea is good, but there are going to be situations where it's not going to happen. And, like, arguably, Acerola is just a better option for it, but...
yeah.
But I like Devo Spray, therefore I would be more than happy seeing it used again. I have done heinous things with this in the past.
I still don't like the Oran Guru in this kind of edgy situation, because you can't put straw on it, and...
Guru does
Oh,
seem
DC
weird in
does.
this deck, yeah.
yeah, I'd rather a special charge, to be honest, if we need to recycle DCs that badly.
That's fair, you would probably want to fit one in this list in particular, yeah.
Yeah, that's a cut, but it's not really a space made.
Yeah, it would be a swap, wouldn't it? Because I think you would have to play Special Charge if you don't play Guru.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough, isn't it? That's why I haven't managed to really change a lot in here myself. I think I've maybe made one change at most.
You don't
or
really want
something
to cut
here.
Riolu because of the Zoroark side.
You can't cut Riolu because then what's the point of Devo Spray? Right, because
True,
you can't evolve in the same turn you use Devo Spray or Acerola even. You need multiple Riolu down. Ideally, you would probably want 4, but there's no way you can fit that.
This is a very tight list. Like you're cutting your interaction at this point, most likely. Well,
Yeah.
consistency. Neither sounds good.
It's like Parallel, maybe it's a good tech, but like maybe you could dingy that. I'm sure I know why that's in actually, because you can go Choice Band, Strong Energy, Kukui hits 190, right?
That's what I was going to say earlier. Parallel makes your Empoleon miserable no matter what side you're facing.
Which is why I played like triple Field Blower and at least one, probably two Field Blower as well with it. I was like, I need to make sure Parallel
Field
does
Blower?
not. I would love more Field Blower, but yeah, sorry,
I mean,
Brooklet
instead, but
Yeah. I had at least 4, if not 5 stadium outs because of the Parallel City.
Either side is just miserable for you.
It is. Yeah, because remember what I was saying about that 20, that's why I put Kukui in the first place, is like, well, now you can minus 20 me for free if you want to do it that way, you know. Especially if I haven't been able to KO, but then you're still restricting your own bench size, so it's like, you still make it so my cap is like 140, even if you bench everything at that point. That's not great for me, so... Yeah, this is where it gets tough, because I'm like, maybe, does it even have... Does like a trade have to be cut here or something if we're trying to fit 3 slots? It's awkward, but it's like...
Oops.
I feel like if we're gonna try the Devo stuff, Parallel probably has to go, as much as I like keeping it in. I just don't see a way of doing it otherwise.
Yeah.
It's a really good tech
But
because...
I'll be at the special charge, so don't forget about this.
Yeah. It's a really good tech, the Parallel City, because it's great to have that sort of limiter on the opponent Zoroark, but it's so hard to keep in this list.
Like, we do have that super effective hit on the Zoroark, so it's not the worst thing ever.
Hmm.
Go slow, just slow. Go for the special charge. Yeah, that could be a second stone, but even then, once...
Devo Spray can have some cheeky
I guess you get stone and Railu if I have to.
Yeah.
I stone and Railu if I have to.
Devo Spray has some cheeky interactions with Zoroark too, if you do have multiple Zoroark down as well. Similar sort of thing of what I've done with Acerola before, of going, do the trade, Acerola the Zoroark up, evolve a different Zoroark with the one you've just picked up, and do a second trade. There's some cheeky stuff it can do there too, so it's a fun inclusion for sure.
Yeah, I can't go below 2 because opponents Parallel.
Yeah, probably not.
Cut Evo Sodas.
Yeah, because that does still trigger Lucario, because it just has to evolve. It doesn't have to evolve from hand. So...
Yeah,
It sucks, doesn't it? But I think...
Drop this. Yeah.
It really feels like...
Yeah, I sort of think this is a cute idea, but the space just isn't there for it. I'm sort of thinking...
It's a difficult build. That's why... Yeah, builds like this are difficult to change, for sure. I think I forced the Cynthia in instead of something as well. It's one of the other supporters, but I think I forced the Cynthia in too. It might not have even been in the original list.
Like the other cut is the Mallow, but
Mallow is the way we
this
get
is
the
a
Devo.
Feast or Famine card, but
Yeah.
like, it's either Mallow or Hammer, I think.
You could cut the hammer. It's like... It's annoying, but it's not... Like... Not every deck ends up playing a bunch. It's like, are you going to see it at the right time even? It's like, I guess you could cut it.
Yeah, this does feel like it's just trying to be cute for the sake of cute at that point now. You know what I mean? We're taking out all the
I know, but if you want to see what it's like, yeah, I'm sure we have one more thing that we can.
Do you want to game Psy or?
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah. This should be a fine deck for Metal to go against. This should be.
Yeah, it should be interesting.
Heads. I will go first.
Oh.
Well, this is...
Okay.
I need to see this, do I? Yeah, Yeah, that is a hand that exists.
How heavy do I?
Huh.
Put down the strong. How much? Yeah, I should put. I should put the band down. As I do threaten an Oko with it on the Lele,
You certainly do.
Mm-hmm.
and then from there it's an N.
Fuck,
See what this
thank
mess
you,
of a hand
thank you,
was.
thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, like I know you were leaking info there. It's like, I'm not going to play around that though. 'Cause that's just. I should end in this situation. You can
Yeah.
do a sneaky on me somehow.
No, I saw the hand. The rest of your stuff, you didn't have any other play, and it's like, well,
Down.
there is that freak occurrence where you might just get one shot if you're not careful, you know.
Yeah, I'll do it. Ultra Ball, Scarred, Stretch a Lele.
I was just thinking of the way that it would work, and I think there is a decking format that could do it. It would be Zygarde EX, probably Floatstone, Stadium, and Strong Energy Regirock. Like, if you could get all of that on the first turn of it, that does kill the Riolu. It's
And
70.
patch it from there.
Yeah, it is a 70
Patch
HP
it from there.
Goober, so I was like, technically there's a card that would do it.
Bridget.
But this could also be a deck which just plays Psychic Mons.
Yeah,
Lele.
there is also that, true.
Take one of those.
Yeah, that's kind of the interesting thing with Lele as a starter for it. It's like, you don't really know like much about it in a blind match. It's like, is that the only one? Usually not, but like, does it matter to them that much they've started it? If it's a Zoroark deck, again, probably not, because their DCEs can perfectly attack with it. Luckily, Riolu is out of range of that, but, you know, not by much.
Yeah, I think I have to go with that.
Fish.
I have to respect that band.
It's very, very reasonable.
Problem is, I'm not sure where I'm going from here because hand is not that great. I just have to throw the energy on the Lele and pass.
Okay. Going on the Riolu. And
Slightly annoying this time.
Yeah,
just
candy zone, but no follow up to like keep going. So
Oh,
Aye. Oh, good. I should have held that Ultra Ball by the look of it. Oh well. Throw Zoro down. And I'm just gonna have to jab you for 30.
respectable.
So all the decks I saw, this is the only other change I made with this stuff. All the other decks I saw was playing the, I think it's Burning Shadows Riolu that's got like one fighting for 30, one fighting for 10, two fighting for 30. They're out of their minds. This one's way better with this stuff because Detect is at
I'll
least
put down
something.
another fish.
Like Detect is insane.
We'll attach and Cynthia.
Also, yeah, casual candy zone coming out whilst I'm plavering. Sorry.
Yeah, I consider Detect here, but with the band gone, I want to be able to, and two Riolus live, I want to be able to threaten KO still.
No, that's reasonable. Yep, it can go anywhere, so...
Ultra Ball discarding Sycamore and Metal Energy.
Oh yeah, I see. Because you're gonna grab the octopus, right? That makes sense.
That's one option, yes. Let's grab that.
Well, just like if you don't, you're probably
Yeah.
screwed yourself by discarding supporters, isn't it? Since we've started Lele in this deck. How much are you compelled to do it?
Problem is, I think I'm screwed if that Riolu evolves on the Lele side, so I need to build up something here. Question is, how hard do I want to go?
That's, yeah, fair, because we obviously Abyssal Hand can draw a decent amount of cards if you can thin out. How far do you take that? Yeah.
This is still a respectable attack if it needs to go off. Abyssal Hand for 4.
So we're doing 60 at the moment.
Professor's Ladder.
That was in the hand beforehand. It was the debate of do you just play that first and then commit all the energies. But I respect doing it this way because you've got more chance of drawing extras at that stage, and then lettering thins the deck out a bit more.
And we'll Energy Drive for the KO.
Yep. Gooey. Yeah, I've bricked out.
It's so frustrating. Yeah.
I could keep going, but it's like that deep in with no evos.
Alright, you want the dumb thing? Yeah.
Ah!
I saw that going, oh no!
I could keep playing from there, but I'm way too far behind at that point.
Yeah, I mean, Energy Drive KOs this, and Zap Cannons build up. It's like, that's really tough.
Yeah, it might have been correct to just hold that Ultra Ball for Lucario to ensure things, but I had another Red in hand. This deck plays multiple Evo Soda.
Yeah, there's 2 in there, isn't it? So
I thought it was reasonable just to get a Zoroark down in case I see Zoroark, and then start trading, which is another way of finding Lucario.
yeah, I don't blame you off it. It's yeah, happens to the best of us.
Yep, game 2. I'm going first.
Start.
Turn 1 budget.
Always nice.
Especially good when you don't have to Lele for it, but I think that's why the Zoroark decks did play like 3 or 4 of it, isn't it? It's for the most part. It's just like...
Then you just toss away spares.
Yeah, of course, but it's just you really need to get that many sort of Pokemon down initially here. This is our battle VIP pass, more or less, isn't it? But we can actually more easily search for ours. It's funnier the way, isn't it? It's like the more things change, the more they stay the same.
Okay. I'm just going to pass it to you there.
That's pretty good for the opener here.
I see your move and I will duplicate it.
Psychic duplicates. It's just Mirage Step with... Man, why did we never get a good Beedrill card for using Multiply? That would have been so good. Why does Greninja have to get all the fun?
Energy, but there's definitely a meme.
Yeah. Like, I would have loved to have done something with the one from Evolutions, because it is a really cool idea, but it's just, even if you get it all going, it's still not strong enough, right? 160 snipe is great, but it's still not there.
Like, it's like 10 off Lele's, which is very frustrating.
Yep. And there's no potential for, like, a rescue energy type stuff for it either, so...
I think I just attach and retreat. Pass.
Fair enough.
Okay.
It's
No,
to get metal in the discard.
And also, I kind of get it because, like, yeah, it might seem a bit weird, but I kind of get it because it's not, like, too ridiculous that this could survive a hit. And if it doesn't, that's probably still not the end of the world because you're taking prizes really quickly. It's a... I can
also, it means my fish live.
Yeah. I can understand the potential confusion off of it, but I do see logic in this.
I do have a Zoroark before we begin.
This is the fun bit about being made black player, isn't it? Is I can see what you could go for, but do I know the consequences as well?
That's gotta be cool. Evo Soda. It's all fun, it's all there. Lucario. Mallow.
And Battle Regirock comes on as soon as you put Lucario down. Perfect playlist as always.
That and because trade a blower or two. Oh look! I drew Float Stone Strong Energy.
How did that happen?
A choice band. And it's dead.
Yeah. So that's a lot.
And
okay.
blower.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 tools, both of them can go.
Yeah. No
Dusk
regrets,
Mane.
but
Oh no, it's understandable for sure, and
Touch energy pass.
yes, once you get to this sort of spot, it's like, uh-oh.
oh, that makes this hand interesting.
Yeah. Not that it makes any difference from
Could go
here, but I
that
think
way.
the only thing that I would have done differently in that last turn was evolve a bench Zora to Zoroark instead, because then your Float Stone is still live on a Zora that you could evolve into the stand-in one. That's the only thing I would have done different from that past turn. Not that it matters with Field Blower here, but it's just like...
Yeah, that's a good point.
Just because I know it's in the list. If I didn't know it was in the list, I wouldn't have batted an eye, but you know.
Yeah. Great Sycamore. Trade puzzle. Oh, pocket slap for it. Yeah, sure, that works. Or I could just. Because we're in the Dusk Mane.
Yeah, unfortunate. Break is unfortunate. I don't know if that caught it before the shuffle, before the reset, so I don't know if you would have had the Lele there or not. So, time for that all-important game 3, as they say.
Well, that's definitely a starter. Better than the
This
Lele.
is also a starter that exists.
Well, again, you play like 3 of this or something, right? So, it's going to happen sometimes.
Lele for Bridget.
Hopefully. I haven't looked, but hopefully.
I mean, I played 2 at the most.
And you prized 3 Ultra Ball in the first game. Just saying.
I want a fish, and I want some magnets.
I kept prizing like 2 orbs out of my 3 copies of things in last rounds, but you know, last weekend's one. So yeah.
Professor's ladder.
Yeah, this is a much nicer looking start.
Ultra Ball.
So now even if we don't get the magnet set up, there's still the possibility of Radiant Star being really good. So yeah, this is nice.
I'm just actually going to keep those in a separate pile because of how things work here. Touch of Metal and Radiant Star.
You are going first.
Oh right, going first. Yeah, sorry. Not used to that.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
Okay.
I don't think I've flipped heads in or flipped correctly in a lot of games.
Ultra Ball. Stretcher Uzma. Oh, we thought we did prize like an idiot. We did not prize like an idiot. We did not.
What would it be? 2 Lele and 3 Bridget?
One of the 2. Because this is a. Oh, you've seen this one before.
It's so good though, right? I'm gonna miss this when Bridget goes. I know Fan Club exists, but it's just not the same, dude. It's not that we don't have other options though, it's just that this is the most consistent one, isn't it?
Yeah, this just works.
Mm-hmm.
And pass it back to you there.
Okay. Oh, I really want to.
Yeah, I see what you want to do.
Fuck it.
Fuck it, we ball. And Cynthia goes down, but one more energy to the discard port. Oh dear God.
I'm in danger.
A little.
Oh
bit.
yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
It's because I'm running the wrong Welly art. I'm not linking up their deck to give you bad draws.
Don't play my deck for yours.
The question is, where does the energy go this turn?
It's a good question. It's like, this is a respectable but not quite strong enough attack for everything, but...
I think we just Radiant Star.
I like this. Yeah, it
That
puts
way, if there is a Lucario that comes in, it's dealing with the Solgaleo.
Yeah, and like
I can't band kill this.
Lucario can't kill either of them this turn, right? Because you've got a Guzma, so you can't Kukui if you wanted to kill the Dusk Mane, so it's like, I think this is good, to be honest.
Straight face, that's true. Volt Zoroark. 2 Evo Sodas.
Fuck it, we bowl then, right? So we are playing both of them? I mean, I guess we should at least resolve them one at a time in case you don't want to go for it, but I guess we're going for it. Alright.
I hope I have to
Fuck it, we ball.
if I want to get the...
Yeah, there's an option, isn't there?
Just so I'm clear, more means more and not equal, right?
What's that? Oh, yeah, so if the opponent has more... Yeah, so it's like, you have to be behind on prizes to use this attack.
Just making sure.
Yeah.
I think I will actually do this.
Yeah, it makes
Before I
sense.
close my deck, I'm playing my Mallow.
Mm-hmm.
Fireworks have started. Guess there's been some letting up in the rain.
Ace of Roller. Boop. Boop. Stand in. Retreat out. Bonk 440.
Yep. That's just
Yeah,
how...
I'm fine with this.
Yeah, it's like how ridiculous these things are, though, right? If you can only play one of each Prism Star in the deck for a reason, because this thing is unbelievable for how good it is. Like, my Empoleon...
Oh, I think I'm just gonna kill your engine here. Bring in the Zoroark.
You gotta
Which
be
one?
specific.
Which one? Yeah.
The GX, you know.
It's...
Sorry, it's...
Yeah. I mean, you have gone to a 0-card hand, so I understand that, yeah.
Meteor Tempest.
Yeah, Meteor Tempest. Such a banging attack name as well.
Bridget. Not the support you want to top, generally speaking, but...
Probably not.
Just figured killing your Zoroark was more impactful here than...
No, I'm pretty sure you're right, considering the hand went to 0.
And you can't exactly Devo spray this turn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And pass it back to you there. Die for me, Coco, die.
Skyla.
I'm not sure about... Did I even have it? I don't think I would have done out of that hand. Didn't really know. Oh, no, I would have had to have Lele for something other than Bridget to get any real draw cards there, so...
Yeah.
I don't think going to 0 there was wrong.
Ultra Ball discarding...
Mistake if anything was getting greedy.
No, I should keep that. I should keep that. We'll discard Remoraid and... I think Sycamore.
So, I forget, was Skylar something that we added to this just to make sure that we could get, like, rare candy for the Magnezone or something, or was it in the base list?
I cannot remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure we, like, added to the base list for this.
We'll attach 1 via Magnezone. Abyssal Hand for 3. We will attach 1 via Magnezone. Mount Coronet for 2.
2 Metalabs. Has to be 2, but obviously we want to take 2 here. As in, has to be, if you have 2 in the discard, you have to take both. Can matter for shuffle draws and stuff, so it's worth noting it's not up to.
And will Meteor Tempest discarding 3.
Yep, this is the funny overkill lion, basically.
Lay off the top. We're back in this.
Like, there were draws that did it, but yeah, that has to be one of the best ones for sure.
We got a lot.
This is such
You
an
got artillery. You got
This
artillery.
is
I was
so-
momentarily
yeah.
considering N, but you've got an artillery.
Nah, artillery kind of nulls that. This is such an unfortunate board setup as well, isn't it? But there's really nothing you could have done about it.
This is only 160, right?
Yep.
Jeez.
And the unfortunate downside of the float stone, isn't it? There's no, or basically no way of getting choice band down on it either. Because that would be a good comeback right now.
Yeah, so is there anything else I have to do with this? I'm just debating playing a...
That was last game that we got rid of the puzzle. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about this. Yeah, I think I do need to do this single puzzle.
I've done it myself. There's no shame in it.
Not at all. It is one of the cool things about it being modular, you know. We'll see it with Custom Catcher later on, but Custom Catcher to draw until 3 is definitely something that happened quite a bit.
Yeah, because we do have a DCE to put on this.
Respect.
Look at the balls there. I think it does have to be the Mind Jack for 160.
Yeah.
Oh, 160, yeah, 160.
Yep. 10 plus 150 because it's to the bench. Respectable.
Energy retrieval.
This deck is just insane, dude. Like, my god.
And we'll throw in Cornet while we're at it.
Just casually getting all 4 energy back into Hammervid as well. Absolutely ridiculous.
I was actually kind of hoping for that thing to go down this turn, but that's fine. We'll throw a choice band there, and nothing further to do about it. We'll just Meteor Tempest.
Oh, I know what you were planning on doing. That would have been so dirty.
Did I want to go with this? No, really nice that thing. Really nice.
Yeah.
Lower that band.
Yep.
We'll play the Kukui. Patch a strong down here. And Aura Strike just KOs this, so...
Yes, it does.
50 damage. Yep.
50.
It's very much like Glaceon, where it does have a base damage cap, even if it is very low for the investment.
Oh, that's funny, but there's not.
I'll sort you. Okay, I was going to say I'll sort that. It was just a 1 to sort. That's fine.
Ultra Ball discarding. Bridget's definitely going. Just which one of these two goes? Let's do that one. Fail search. Cynthia. Nothing to do there. We will Candy Magnezone in case you decide to go that route. Mount Coronet. And Corona Impact.
160. Coronet is such a ridiculous card for this, by the way. Like, that is always the biggest problem that I had when I was trying to test against this thing. It's just like, if you can't deal with a Coronet, which a lot of decks don't have enough outs for.
Oh. That's like a blow. That one a blood you, I think. Oh well. Boy, I had a second in your hand already. You probably. It's okay. I was making your artilleries worse. I was making.
Yeah, that works.
I want to do a cheeky here. I was debating what I play after that cheeky is.
I'm down.
You see the cheeky, don't you?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't know. Bench this and try to. I'll just commit to this. This float stone's always happening.
Makes sense.
Yeah, now that there's no stand-in to use it on.
This Ultra Ball also happens. Trusting that Mew and I'll beat this Bridget.
Yeah, somehow I don't think Mew is very good against a Psychic resistant matchup.
Yeah, do I even want anything from this? Probably not. No, I don't want anything from this. Finish this, what's the worst that happens? Actually, with this damage, it can't really hurt me, so I will bench Zoroark. The DCE go here for Kangatrust later, or here for Glaceon. I think it goes on the Kangatrust, because if it dies, I'm dead anyway. Because I'm going to go to this little guy and end you.
Yeah, let's make sure we get that bit out of the way too.
And now this little guy is going to take a jab knockout.
Yep. So the one.
Oh.
Yep. That's
hang
alright.
on.
We'll
No,
get
there's
there.
rules here. There's rules here. Sorry.
Yep. So when a Prism Star card gets discarded by any means, it goes to the Lost Zone instead.
This lets me take a KO without exposing a 2-prizer.
And it survives the Claw Swipe, so, you know, bonus.
Ultra Ball.
However...
I mean, if I see a Guzma, I'm dead regardless, let's be honest. I have
well...
to keep you off Guzma.
We still need one
I would
more...
need an energy, but that's not
Oh.
necessarily undoable here.
I see a better way that we could have possibly done this then.
There's enough energy in here where I'm happy to take this risk, I think.
Feel like we could have preserved a Field Blower to blow out our own Coronet. Right? Because we use the Coronet, we Field Blower it, and then if we get another one, we can get the 2 energy from that. I feel like there must have been a way we could do that, right?
There's a way we could do that. Hang on. Yeah.
Because we had Magnezone, we had Field Blower, and Ultra Ball was the cards in hand, right? This was our starting hand for the turn.
We'll get our metals out with the Coronet.
Nah, don't attach them all because we want to discard one of them with the alongside the zone.
Oh,
so
right,
we keep
yes.
the Field Blower. So we get one down, and now you get the Pokemon that you want with the Ultra Ball, because the Field Blower is going to take out that and Flowstone, right? It's a soft once per turn. We haven't played a stadium this turn. That's the idea. So this gives more.
Actually, do we get the Lele first?
Oh, that was the other thing. We'd well, yeah, no, I'm not gonna go any further. I know what could have happened as well, but we're not gonna go further than that.
I'm pretty sure this is over anyway. So
Yeah, we got the Lele. Yeah, we get the Lele. We get the Skyla. We get the energy retrieval.
Okay.
And then
so
that gets
not dead.
Yeah.
So hang on. No, we'll not get retrieval. We'll get the more longevity. It still gets us the energy back. And then we Abyssal Hand for 5. I'm just gonna shuffle this to make sure that I have.
Yeah, there was a way to lethal on that. Oh well.
Bold of you to assume it survives. Bold.
Yeah, thinking.
Yeah, not the coach, but bold of you to assume this survives.
Well, if it doesn't, then he just kills you with Lele anyway, so what does it matter? Right, you Cantankerous this thing, you're down to 1 prize left, he just Lele kills you anyway, so what does it matter?
Yeah, Meteor Tempest.
You would have to get rid of this and somehow get rid of like the artillery as well too. I don't think that's happening somehow.
I mean, I'm actually just hoping I find... Have I gone through both the Acer Rollers? Because that's what I'm thinking right now.
Acer Roller would be pretty cool right now, but also doesn't kill the active, so...
Yeah. I mean, I will trade the Zoroark to see what happens. Yeah, they're not forced, but...
I was going to... Okay, let's see if what I was thinking would appear. So
I was going to crank trust for silly numbers there. I was like...
Oh, yeah, I was also
480!
I
don't think anything lives that.
Not even in Modern. Right,
so that's what would have happened.
So the not 100% guaranteed, but the almost, looking at the composition of that stuff, the almost definitely guaranteed lethal there. You Lele for the Guzma up the damaged guy here, and then you just need like 1 energy recovery or like 1 extra energy source, and you can just kill the Lucario with all the damage on it. Last turn.
That's what
we were looking for.
I saw Lele. Great, there's the Guzma. Please do. If it's not prized, I'm dead. If it's not.
If we didn't auto-attach to the Dusk Mane, we could have actually used the Guzma like, to kill it without having to rely on getting an extra energy source, I'm pretty sure, but yeah, it is how it is. It's an awkward thing to sort of think on that way, but we probably didn't even need to do the fancy...
To Lele, yeah, because if you
yeah.
to Lele and Guzma the Lele in...
Yeah, we probably didn't even need to do the fancy thing, but like, it would have been funny, let's be real. I thought you were gonna. I think one of the things you were looking at some point.
My deck is.
Yeah, I've seen this way too often too. It's funny. I think what was it? The funny thing we were looking at some point was potentially Timeless, right? Was that was going to be the funny thing to try and do at the end there? Because Timeless doesn't have to get a KO in order to take the extra turn. It just does it. So you can Timeless with a GX in the active and then still take the extra turn to shred kill them. So, like, that's also a win con at that point.
The Devo Spray ended up doing nothing.
Yeah, that's probably why they ended up not being...
Time, to be honest.
Yeah, that's probably why they ended up not being in the list, isn't it? But it's worth experimenting with that sort of
I knew at the cuts it was like, yeah, these are cute, but the cuts were huge. Like, it's like you're getting these neat tricks, but you're cutting the things that stop you from losing bad matchups.
Yeah.
I don't think the cuts would have helped too much in this specifically, but this is what you're fighting, is it? Most of the time,
This is something that's just insane if you can get it up and running.
Yeah, it's not the most popular deck in the room, but it certainly was a deck that was viable at the time and did see quite a bit of play. There were a few good tops for it here and there, so. Yeah, absolutely a deck that was worth respecting, and it just, like, Timeless GX is so good against the single prize stuff as well. This was such a massive headache.
Even that Prism Star is pretty insane if you can keep a choice band on it, because 190 every other turn.
Yep, yeah, the Prism Star was something we added, because the list that the main list we saw did not include this, and I can kind of see why, but at the same time, this is just so strong, right, for altering the prize math a fair bit. Because if you knock out this, you've still got to go through 3 GXs in order to win the game. And when the GX you're going against is getting basically a one-shot on you every turn, unless you are specifically a Stage 2 GX, then, yeah. And even then, if you end up taking the early lead against this thing, it will just literally take over, like, one of the turns without even having to discard its energy, because Sun's Eclipse is a one-hit KO on everything in the game, and at this current time. And 250 for free energy is obviously ridiculously inefficient, and it leaves the threat in place, so you have to respect it next turn as well, even if there's no Magnezone to accelerate. Obviously, the difficult bit is getting that zone. The list I personally had did play 4 Magnemite just to try and make sure there were 2 down at any given time, but that didn't seem to be an issue here, so this one it was totally fine. And yeah, like, Timeless is insane. This gets better in the next set when the Metal type Dialga ends up coming in, because that's just a better overall thing to have right now. Not just being able to hit
This is
weakness.
sort of soft in the Gardevoir with the
Yes.
if you put the Dialga down.
Yep, because Dialga just immediately gets unbelievably destroyed by Gardevoir, because it's only 180 HP too. It's not even the bulky side. Bit weird for a Dialga, right, to not be the bulky end of the single prize stuff, but it's whatever. I mean, multi-modes, you know what I mean, the bulky end of basics for stuff there. But this effect, if you can pull it off, is so unbelievably strong that, yeah. Also, sometimes fixes bad starts as well. Overclock is not a bad attack to have as a... I haven't managed to draw like anything that I can stay in the game with. I haven't got my supporters yet, so I just need to overclock the thing. That's kind of okay. But it's much better as
It is also nice having a Shred available.
Yes, because this is one of many ways that you out the Hooper in here. Obviously, Magnezone itself, one of the big differences between this and the prior version of this sort of thing is that this Magnezone actually has an attack that's not completely unreasonable. It is expensive, but 130 is enough to KO a lot of like the basic stuff. It KOs Coco still, despite resistance. So like, it takes out a lot of the single prize things that you worry about, because this is a bit inefficient into single prize matchups, right? It wouldn't be especially good if you are against like Empoleon or something, right, from earlier on, because you have to invest a lot into this to get the one shot, and you also need a decent bench size in order to enable that to happen. So yeah, not the greatest into there, but that's what like the other stuff is nice for. Because yeah, this can trade, and it's only a 2 energy retreat too. Slightly annoying that you can't Heavy Ball search it, because I think this deck would love Heavy Ball, otherwise basically all of your attacker stuff can be searched that way. But it also means it's not as difficult to get out the active, which does matter sometimes. So yeah. This was a popular enough deck at the time, it had a decent amount of tops, and you can see why, because it's big dumb one-shot basic typing, I suppose, isn't it? But it's a very powerful hit off of that though. Also makes it so that 70 HP basics are at a premium when possible, because otherwise they die to Claw Slash, which can happen, and that's disappointing to say the least. But at the same time, I don't think this gets too much quote-unquote better as sets go along. Like, yeah, we swap out the typing on the Dialga, but that's mostly just for a weakness thing. I don't know if there's really too much later on that, like, changes anything.
The only thing
here.
is the Mew Mew tag team.
Yeah, later on you can, I have a very different sort of build with this that uses Mewtwo and Mew and, like, Harpoo and stuff that we get later, but that's not really a Dusk Mane Necrozma deck. That's a Mewtwo and Mew deck that plays like the metal engine for stuff, so different style at that point. But it is a really cool deck though, for sure. And yeah, I mean, Lucario also saw quite a bit of success, mostly because of its color, let's be honest. Fighting types are exceptionally good in a format where Zoroark is so strong, and I mean, that's one of the reasons why Buzzwell's such a high-end deck as well, right? Lots of pressure, and also in a very good color against like the other best decks of the format. But yeah, Lucario does a lot of damage, because strong energy is still available. Will do even more damage if you played it next set with Diancie Prism, right? You could get this up to that without having to use Kukui to get to the 190s.
Funny stuff then, though. It's like I replaced the Coco, I guess, but
yeah,
it's more.
Oh, that was one of the things I was thinking is, do we throw a Cyrus in here?
Maybe when we had the other Dialga, you could consider it, but I don't know. I feel there's like maybe just a little bit awkward there. Cyrus isn't terrible because especially if you're one-shotting the main sort of thing that you're going against. Yeah, not unreasonable. You might just end up letting them shuffle their Lele's back into the deck as Ultra Ball targets though. So it's one of those probably worth testing, but I don't know if it would make the final cut for on my own list of this sort of thing.
Fair enough.
But like if we were spending spending time during the time when this was the main set, I think we absolutely would test the Cyrus and see if it was worth sticking. Because yeah, that can also be very devastating for sure. But yeah, super aggro, super straightforward deck that's just fun to play, right? That's one of the advantages of this compared to like the Zoroark stuff. Zoroark decks are complicated because you gotta manage what you're discarding, make sure you're not discarding stuff you need like 5 turns later on. This one's just like, I'm gonna get a mountain in play, I might energy retrieval in the turn, I'm gonna accelerate like 6 energy, and I'm just gonna waste you. You know?
Yeah, if this happens in one turn, you're probably in a lot of trouble.
Mm-hmm. And being able to play out of the discard so much with it as well, once the engine's set up, means it's very hard to disrupt. Right? Because you've not only got to get rid of the artillery if they've got the draw, you've got to get rid of the stadium so they can't keep doing the stuff, which is most decks aren't playing many stadiums at the moment.
You also have to deal with 1 or 2 Magnezone depending on how they've set it up.
Yeah, usually I think the way to cut the head off the Hydra of this deck is mostly to try and stop them from being able to get that many energy out. So if you can remove the Coronet and try and get it so they can't get it back in play immediately, that's probably going to be the best way, because otherwise I think you just lose most of the time. This one-shots everything in the format. I know it doesn't one-shot like the Metagross specifically, but we technically have Choice Band in here, we could do that. But it's like, this can one-hit KO everything, and it's once it gets going, it's like you've got to be able to stop the flow from happening, because it's all just playing off the board, which is very difficult to stop. So, sign of a good deck, that's for sure. And if your opponent's playing Brooklet Hill to bounce your Coronet, well, suddenly you can get a Reverade off it, so it's not all that bad. You know?
Thank you for the fish. Thank you for the fish. I'm also going to Ion pull it away. Fuck you.
Yeah. That was still one of the best plays last time. I don't care what anyone says. Nice.
You're not getting that. That's mine.
Yeah. Well, I think that is definitely enough of the format here. We've shown a lot of different stuff off from here, and I mean, it's a really cool set. There's a lot of good stuff to play out of it, so I think we've gotten a good variety of it there. So I guess next time, whenever we do the stuff, I don't know if the Saturday is like reasonable considering this is set week, right, for Paradox Rift?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
if you want to skip it out, Pepper, I have no concerns. We've played a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm gonna request a break then.
Yep.
No worries.
More than fine. So we'll take the week before we do our testing and stuff here, and yeah, Forbidden Light. On to the next version of this.
All right,
I suppose,
Pepper.
right?
I need to talk to you for a wee bit. Nephew's looking at laptops, and he's linked me one, and I'm not 100% sure if that's what he needs.
Send a link in a DM, and I'll have a look into it.
Yeah, his grandparents are paying for it, so price isn't the option. Price isn't the concern.
Oh boy.
Gaming laptops can be a bit funny though.
Tell
me about it. I know nothing about them myself.
Yeah. Well, have fun with that one, I suppose. And for you guys saying it, have